So hello all, Jai Bhim. Today I am here to share the topic on Baba Saheb's life and his contribution. So be educated, be organized and be agitated. This quote is given by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This beautiful slogan has many origins and popularizers. For instance, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the social reformer and India's first justice minister, used this slogan in his 1942 speech to All India Depressed Classes Conference. So, today I am here to share my views on the life and contribution of Ambedkar. So, firstly, I would like to give the introduction of Bhimrao Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891. He was an Indian jurist, economist, social reformer and political leader who headed the committee drafting the Constitution of India from the Constituent Assembly, debates, served as Law and Justice Minister in the first cabinet of Jawaharlal Nehru, and inspired the Dalit Buddhist movement after renouncing Hinduism. Now I would like to talk about the early life of him. Ambedkar was born in the town and military cantonment of Mao, which is now officially known as Dr. Ambedkar Nagar, now in Madhya Pradesh. He was the child of Ramji Maloji Satpal, an army officer who held the rank of Subedar, and Bhimabai Satpal. He was from a Marathi background. Ambedkar was born into a Mahar Dalit caste who were treated as untouchables and subjected to socio-economic discrimination. Ramji Satpal, the father of Bhimrao Ambedkar, retired in 1894 and the family moved to Satara 2 years later. Shortly after their move, Ambedkar's mother died. 3 sons, Balarao, Anandrao and Bhimrao, 2 daughters, Manjula and Tulsa, of the Ambedkars survived. Among all of them, only Ambedkar passed his examinations and went to the high school. His original surname was Satpal, but his Marathi Brahmin teacher, Krishnaji Keshav Ambedkar, changed his surname to his own surname Ambedkar. Now I would like to talk about his education. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was an intelligent student. He enrolled and passed his 10th from Elphinstone High School. Then in the following years, he entered Elphinstone College, which was affiliated with the University of Bombay. In 1912, he obtained his degree in economics and political science from Bombay University. After that, he applied to study at Columbia University to obtain a master's degree in economics. And by the time he completed his master's degree, he gave one of his theses called Ancient Indian Commerce. Also, he applied for the London School of Economics and got selected. He then became a political science professor at Sydenham College of Commerce and Economics, but later decided to continue his further studies and completed PhD degree in 1927. And was also awarded a doctorate by the University of Columbia in the same year. He also trained in the law at Gray's in London. So here I would like to share an incident of Bhimrao's life which makes us inspired. Once when there was a birthday of Bhimrao, all decided to celebrate it in the chawl and everyone forced him to give a speech on a stage. But he was the one who refused to give a speech on the stage. So here he starts explaining that a person who gives a speech on a stage is known to be a leader, and he never wanted to be a leader. He always wanted to be a fighter who always stay in the public and work for the public. Now, Ambedkar's reasons for choosing Buddhism over other religions are the following. Firstly, Hinduism advocates for inequality. Meanwhile, Buddhism propagates equality of everyone. Buddha never claimed to be a god and gave his preachings as a common man. Neither did he ever claim to possess any supernatural powers. Ambedkar believed Buddhism to be the most modern religion since it emphasizes the importance of making decisions based on rationality and consciousness. Hinduism is based on religious rituals while Buddhism advocates for morality, which is considered to be God. Besides all these reasons, some scholars believe that Ambedkar converted to Buddhism as a sign of protest against his inability to secure separate electorates for Dalits, and it is viewed as a form of political protest. Now I would like to talk about Ambedkar's death. Since 1948, Ambedkar had diabetes. He remained in bed from June to October in 1954. Due to medication, side effects and poor eyesight, his health worsened during 1955. 3 days after completing his final manuscript, The Buddha and his Dhamma, Ambedkar died in his sleep on 6th December 1956 at his home in Delhi. So this is how we lost a great leader, but he will always be remembered. So last but not the least, I would like to share his quote, "Freedom of mind is the real freedom," which means when a person will have a free mind, can have a real freedom, who may not be in any type of chains or any type of slavery. Thank you.